Today we're going to be looking at weddings that ended in chaos. Yeah, so that sounds like a divorce is going to be happening soon. Oh god, that did not sound good. Yeah, bro, if anyone freaks out like this, it's over. I want to know why she freaked out. Like, what do you have to do to gain that type of reaction? That man knew what he was doing. Okay, so I'm going to actually read what the TikTok said at the beginning again. Girlfriend is pissed that her boyfriend danced with a bridesmaid she apparently doesn't like. Okay, so by the looks of it, the boyfriend did know what he was doing. First of all, why would you dance with somebody you know your girlfriend doesn't like? And second of all, why would she be invited to the wedding? I scream like this at a narcissist who pushed me to the edge. So I need to hear her side. Honestly, I'm a very quiet person, by the way. Yeah, so something tells me there's a bit more context to that clip. Either she is a complete psycho or she's been pushed to the edge. The majority of people wouldn't react like that over something small.
I'm Tegan. I'm the one that got red wine spilled on my $10,000 designer wedding dress during my wedding. In the moment, I responded in a really rude way and I asked security to come and remove the guest. And she actually spent a night in jail for the destruction of my dress. I feel really guilty, but I don't. It was all a joke. 98% of our guests were in shock. They thought it was real. There was one guest, though, that didn't, and I'll tell you exactly why. When it happened, this guest was right in front of me, and I saw her face drop as I was calling security on the guest. And so she didn't believe it because she knew that I wouldn't respond that way, that I wouldn't be like, oh my god, security, get her out. I would just be like, it's okay, don't worry, I'll go change. What do you think? If that happened to you during your wedding, how would you respond? What would you do? Would you call security? Would you freak out? Would you scream at the guest? Would you just run off and not say anything? Like, how would you respond?
I think I would probably freak out internally, but it depends if they've done it by accident or on purpose. And yet again, why would you be drinking red wine around somebody in their wedding dress? Like, if I were at a wedding, I wouldn't even take that risk. Imagine getting arrested for spilling a drink. That's insane. Yeah, exactly. Like, literally imagine getting charged for that and getting your mugshot taken as well.
One time I had a bride who didn't want her mother-in-law in any of the photos.
Oh.
Now, before you scream bridezilla, let me explain. Now, this wasn't exactly her mother-in-law. It was actually her father-in-law's mistress turned girlfriend. So her new husband's dad's mistress/girlfriend. Are you following along? Now, the bride and the father-in-law's girlfriend did not get along very well. In fact, I don't think anybody really got along with this girlfriend. This woman was asked to seat in the audience, and she forced her way in and walked down the aisle with the father-in-law. She was also just being extremely rude and trying to make the day about herself instead of the bride and groom. After the ceremony, the bride came up to me and said she didn't want her father-in-law's girlfriend in any of the pictures. And I said, I got you, girl. I started with just immediate family members, no spouses, just mom and dad. Then I would handpick each person to come and stand into the photo and add more people. And I intentionally left out the stepfather's girlfriend. Then I was like, okay, time to go. Everybody go. I'm gonna take the bride and groom this way. Now I just wanna be clear, the groom agreed with this. He didn't want her in the pictures either. It was just the bride that was vocal to me about not wanting her in them. And I was happy to play bad cop and forget to put her in the photos.
Do you want to know something good for you? You were told to do something and you followed it. Oh god, I feel bad for that. Imagine having somebody at your wedding that you don't want to be there, but then they try to walk down the aisle. And then yet again, if she did get into the photo, a really good way to go around that is to Photoshop her out. Photoshop's actually quite good. Like, there's AI tools that can literally completely take someone out of a photo. So if she did somehow worm herself into the pictures, you could just easily edit her out. My photographer had it all nailed down, right down to who was and was not allowed in any. I mean, any photo she was seeing. I mean, put it this way, they're the people taking the photos are getting paid to do it, so I guess they'll probably listen to you. I'm bisexual and I'm divorcing my wife. Yeah, so I've been with one guy ever, many women. I married my wife and all is well. Recently, she confessed that she doesn't like intercourse that much. We talked and talked. I wanted to know if there was past trauma. Maybe I wasn't doing something right, and no. She says I do it all right. I warm her up first. I'm passionate and not rough. She doesn't like rough. And we came to the conclusion that she doesn't like intercourse. That was over a year ago, and we haven't had intercourse since. I hate to admit it, but I got curious at work one day and downloaded Grindr. Oh god, don't even get me started. I know exactly what's gonna happen here, and I've been in semi-similar situations. It was so easy that literally in 10 minutes I had several dudes waiting to sleep with me, and I caved in and slept with one guy. I feel bad, but honestly I've lost all feelings for my wife, and I'm thinking more into men right now, so I'm gonna tell her I want a divorce. I won't tell her that I cheated because I think she knows that our love has died, and I don't want to make it even more traumatizing. So yeah, I'm an a-hole, but I'm free now. I mean, yeah, you are an a-hole, but what you done is morally wrong. There's a lot of men out there who are not happy in their marriages, and they get on the grinder and gay dating apps to speak to men. I've definitely been in my fair share of situations where I've been talking to a guy, it seems really nice, and then I found out he's got a wife and children, and it's like, look, I feel bad for him if they're closeted. Sometimes they're out, sometimes they're not. However, I'm not going to get into a situationship or relationship with a man who's married. Whether they're with a man, a woman, I don't care. Like, if you're married, you're married. Even like if you're technically not together and like you're filing for divorce but you're still married, I'm not going to get with you. You messed up, should have divorced then, had fun, you failed the moral life test. Exactly, it's like, oh, you just don't do that. Like, you went behind her back, and like, keep in mind, you weren't even divorced. Like, you guys were still in a relationship. I can understand in a relationship, you know, you need to have intercourse. That's a big thing that keeps relationships together. Obviously, you were lacking that in your relationship. However, that doesn't mean you go behind her back and cheat on her. Cheating is cheating. My wife left me, cheated 12 days after our wedding, and now she's cold and doesn't even see that I wish this all didn't happen. I was with my wife before we got married for 2.5 years. She took on my 2 boys and we were a very happy family. She always struggled with anxiety and depression. I tried to help as much as possible. We both had full-time job, and I admit life was stressful at times. She is the love of my life, and I know I did nothing wrong. The guy she cheated with was from work, and now they're in a full-on relationship. I don't understand how she decided to throw everything away. She still has contact with one of the boys, and she means everything to him. I know that all is lost, but I can't seem to stop thinking about her, or how her life would have turned out if this all didn't happen. I'm just depressed all the time. I wish every day she was still here and we were together. I know it's not practical to think like this, but I can't switch off from how much I cared and loved her. There's been lots of ups and downs since it all happened between us, but she continues to blame it and not want of responsibility and family life all the time. I just wish she spoke to me and we could have tried harder to make things work. Only 12 days of marriage and it all just came crumbling down. I've never seen it coming. I feel horrible for that person, but I think a situation like that is so interesting. Isn't it crazy to think that you could be best friends in a relationship, in love with somebody, and one day that love completely ends? Friendships end, relationships end, marriages end. Like, it's crazy to think you could be so in love and want to spend the rest of your life with that person, and then the next day you completely hate them and never want to talk to them again. And yet again, I feel horrible for that person. Like, reading that right there seems like hell. He was married for 12 days and then his wife cheated. Unfortunately, sometimes people just suck. How'd she leave so suddenly? Most likely it wasn't sudden. You just found out at the end that she was stepping out. She'd been in a relationship with the guy for a while and finally decided there was a direction she wanted to go. Exactly, and it's the fact that she done it 12 days after you got married. Obviously, stuff went down in them 12 days, and by the looks of it, you had no idea it was coming. Obviously, she had a different feeling. But yet again, I don't understand it. Like, why would you get married? Why would you be in a relationship with somebody if you want to be with somebody else quite clearly from her word? Like, she just seems like a crap woman. Oh damn, that ain't good. By the looks of it, the wedding's just begun and they ain't gonna be together for much longer. The most drama is her shoes. Honestly, I don't even care about the wedding. I want to know more about the shoes. I think she is in Kentucky. Where is Kentucky? Isn't that where like KFC was made? Kentucky Fried Chicken? I don't know where Kentucky is. All I know is that it sounds very, very like country and Republican. But yet again, you wouldn't want to mess with her. Imagine her giving you a kick with them shoes. I went to a friend's wedding and she legit had a child meltdown. When she realized her aunt had left before pictures could be taken. Literally stomping her feet and shouting kind of meltdown. We'd predicted before the wedding something like this would happen, lol. I mean, that's understandable though. Like, if you're literally at a wedding, your auntie walks away before the photo, should be pretty pissed. But yet again, see that woman in the video, you would not want to mess with her because she would kick your shins in. Rip if TikTok prank vloggers crash person's wedding and get shocked when they get mad. Okay, so just from that title, I know I'm gonna hate these people. It's like there's certain places you don't crash. Weddings is one of them.
Crashing a wedding goes very, very wrong.
You're in line?
Are you sure? We're strategizing.
Oh, okay.
We're wedding?
Yeah.
We know Nancy. We're underdressed. I know. We feel well. Nancy, what's wrong?
You guys should leave. Go.
Get out.
Yeah.
It's just like not funny though. It's like, why would you ever try to crash a wedding?
You're not. You're not sorry. You're trying to say you know my wife.
Oh, that's the husband.
It's fucking funny now, isn't it?
What? We're not starting anything.
Yeah, why would you come in here?
Hey, we're not starting anything.
Yeah, you guys came in here.
I mean, I'm with them, they
Yeah,
deserve that
you lied to
reaction.
us.
It's just not funny though. It's like, you don't crash a wedding. Weddings are very, very delicate places. You know, if you go in there and crash, it's gonna ruin the wedding. Keep in mind, that's someone literally getting married. That's meant to be their day. And these idiots crashed it. What did they think was gonna happen? I'd be pissed too if there was a random group of weirdo teenagers crashing my wedding. Exactly, like, first of all, weddings are expensive, but they're also like very delicate places to be. I'm pretty sure that was like the after party, so thank God they crashed it then. But it's like, why? Who does that? Like, who in their right mind does that? Such narcissistic a-holes that they think it's okay to disrupt a hopefully once-in-a-lifetime event for this couple just to get a crappy video for TikTok. Not even something unique or interesting. Just one more in a sea of idiots being idiots. It boggles my mind. And the thing is as well, they're probably going to forget about that in a month, but that guy won't. He's literally gotten married to his wife and he's had to kick them idiots out of their wedding because they decided to crash it. When did people just get so disrespectful? I don't understand it.
It was a normal wedding day until...
Oh god, what's gonna happen?
And obey him.
Oh!
The groom's pregnant mistress crashes the wedding and confronts him.
No.
And I got your baby here. All this do Anthony, I know you hear me. You better get out of my mama's wedding. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Nobody expects what happens next.
I tried to search for part 2, I couldn't find it. Side rant, I hate it whenever these videos do that. I can't stand it whenever videos are like, watch part 2 to see the insane reaction, and there is no part 2. Really, Anthony, after you got it in my eye? Exactly! What is Anthony doing? By the sounds of it, he's a naughty man. I would no longer be getting married. I mean, why would you want to marry him? Apparently, he's literally got a pregnant mistress. Like, that woman getting married to Anthony is now gonna know that he's literally got a woman he was filling up, and is now pregnant with his child. It's just not funny though. I don't like videos like that. Like, I can't stand it whenever people mash people's faces in the cake. I want to eat it. I don't want to be eating your bogies. Was that a slap at the end? Yes, it was. And do I know something? He deserved it. I actually do think he might have been a tiny bit intoxicated, but it still doesn't take away the fact that he's basically ruined their wedding. Bro could have done that on his birthday, but chose his wedding day. How about he does it and never? Like, how about we just don't do that? I seen a video one time where somebody got their face smashed into a cake and there was like little wooden screws in it, basically to hold the cake up, and it went through their eye. And yet again, like, it's a waste of money. Like, why are you purposely gonna ruin a cake? Who does that? Well, anyways, guys, that's a really fun video there. That is some weddings that end in chaos. If you want to see me look at more chaotic weddings, let me know, definitely will. Press the big subscribe and see you all tomorrow for another video.